Please rise for the pledge. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the regular monthly meeting of the Salem School Board of Trustees to order. Have verified their quorum. Everyone is in attendance tonight. First item, consider approval of additional, Item A, consider approval of additional appropriation resolution, Exhibit A. Is that you? Okay. Good grief. I'm all out of whack.
I'll make a motion to close.
I say.
Rebecca White makes the motion to close the meeting, seconded by Rodney Bruff. Regular monthly meeting closed. And now I'd like a motion to open up the public hearing portion. Becky Humphrey makes that motion, seconded by Allison Ezell. And now the public meeting is now open.
And no one has signed up.
And no one has signed up. So let me get my script together. Sorry. Okay, you ready, Kim?
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is for the board to hold an additional appropriation hearing for the proposed general obligation bond proceeds. The notice of this additional appropriation hearing was published as legally required. We will now hear from Dr. Thurston to once again summarize the purposes of the general obligation bonds. Dr. Thurston.
Thank you, Mr. Day. We have a list of proposed projects, which is not a final list. It's just it's a tentative list. It's a look at things we believe that we need, but as we progress further, the bond sale does not occur until late October, early November, so we still have some planning to do in terms of how to most efficiently spend these funds and get the most, for lack of a better description, bang for the buck with this money. So first of all, top on the priority has always been for this particular issue, the complete renovation of the tennis courts, which is slated to begin soon and hopefully will be finished before the end of the calendar year, and that's approximately $900,000 of the $3,070,000. Next one is the relocation of our fuel depot, the modernization and relocation of our fuel depot, the acquisition of 4 buses, security cameras for the fuel depot, and some paving work for the old site. All that together, that's all inclusive at $400,000. And then we've looked at an intercom system that needs to be updated, completely replaced at Brady Shrum Elementary. We believe that could be in the neighborhood of $100,000. We have some work we'd like to do at the basketball courts at the high school and the middle school, which we believe would be approximately $40,000 each to sand them, repaint them, and get more life out of the current facility. We could look at renovating our auditorium stage, which is aging and in need of repair. And we're thinking maybe that could be $800,000 or maybe anywhere from $600,000 to $800,000, which would leave approximately $790,000 rather of the $3,070,000. So there's still a lot of planning yet to do. But these are ideas, these are starts. We've talked about turfing the baseball field or putting lights down there for late night activities. So it's a fluid list. It's flexible. It's not finished by any means. And if anyone has any questions on these projects or there again, the board will meet and will determine what are the priorities after the tennis courts and the fuel depot and the buses, and go from there. Does anybody have any questions over the list? There's a list there if anyone wants to take one with them.
Okay, we will now hold the public, thanks Dr. Thurston. We will now hold the public portion. If you would like to speak, please sign in on the sheet which is located next to Jana. For the purposes of this hearing, we ask that you state your name, address, limit your comments to the proposed additional appropriation of the bond proceeds. Keep any comments to 3 minutes and avoid being repetitive if possible. I have the sign-in sheet now, and we'll begin calling names of people interested in speaking. Anyone? No one? Okay. If anybody would like to speak, we'll give you the opportunity to go ahead and sign in. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for everyone being in attendance. We will now close the hearing and reopen the regular monthly meeting. Yes. Rodney makes a motion to close the public hearing. Seconded by Becky White. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Rodney makes the motion to reopen the regular meeting with Becky White seconding that. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes. We are back in regular session. So, could I have a motion and a second to adopt the additional appropriation resolution?
So moved.
Steve Motsinger makes the motion, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Could I have a motion to second adopt the final bond resolution? Motion made by Allison Ezell.
Second.
Seconded by Becky Humphrey. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay. Moving right along. Sorry, let me flip my sheet here. Do you have anybody sign up for comments from any? Okay. So, before we go into routine matters, we're going to have a cafe training update so these lovely ladies can spend their time somewhere else.
Well, this is kind of a wild crew I have with me tonight.
I bet.
So, school nutrition employees are required to have so many hours of training each year, CEUs, and it depends on the position. The position depends or requires the training hours, certain training hours. But these ladies, typically, we have the opportunity on snow days or e-learning days to get some training hours in. But last school year, I consider, since I'm a Southern gal, I like no snow days. So, we didn't have a harsh winter last year. And the amount of training that these ladies did was just unbelievable. So this crew, middle school and high school ladies all made it tonight, or some of them made it tonight. Elementary has had a lot of kids in a lot of things tonight. But these ladies, we had at least 17 employees get twice the amount of required training hours last school year. We had 3 employees get 3 times the amount of training hours. We had 6 employees get 4 times the required training. Two ladies got 5 times the amount. 1 person got 7 times the amount. 1 person got 9 times the amount. And 2 people got 10 times the amount or more. This summer, Brittany, are you standing, Brittany? Okay, Brittany Nicholson, who is the operations manager. It just so happened we had gotten our tickets to go to Idaho and see grandkids and kids, and we were all booked up, and then all of a sudden IDOE posted trainings for the summer, and I was going to be gone the second half of the first one and the first half of the second one, and so Brittany was quite the trainee this summer. I sent her to everything, and she went and brought back lots of great information. So who all went to culinary skills training? Raise your hand if you did that. Okay. And there were several at the elementary, I know, that went. And then most of these ladies in July went to a training in Carmel, and an all-day training up there. We kind of trekked the lunch ladies up there, and we would have had more, but the training filled up. We couldn't get other spots. So on their own, and we also had several people do. IDOE offered last year. Do you remember what it was called? Well, the training was on Moodle, but it had a specific name. But the state offered trainings. Online trainings, and there was a little bit of a stipend if you did those, and several, raise your hand if you did that, did the Moodle trainings. Okay, so there were several that did that and several at the elementary. So anyway, it's just such a fantastic group that have gone way above and beyond. what is required, and they've taken that training and they've run with it, and lots of skills in the kitchen. And Brittany and I know some months they're probably ready to kill us when they see the new menu and new things on there, but they don't kill us. They learn it, they do it, and we're just so proud of them. And Brittany has brought a lot of new ideas, and so we're doing some Try It Tuesdays. We're excited about that, kind of doing that. We have in October, Indiana has an Apple Crunch Day, and we're going to be doing that. They also have an Indiana Food Day. And they pick a food that is grown quite a bit in Indiana, and this year it's pumpkin. So we're going to do little pumpkin pie in a cup. And we're working on a new bar at the Lion Den for the high school. I know you all are. You can't wait to get that MC. They don't even know yet. But that's coming up, and they'll do great. They'll run with that, and we have no fear that won't be wonderful, as everything else is. And then Brittany and I will be starting up again soon with our little kindergarten buddies at lunch. And so these are wonderful gals. Just wanted you to see their face.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
For them.
Oh, you do?
We do.
So, if you guys would please stand back up again, Miss Myers has some awards for you, and people like Rodney can help, and anybody else who wants to get up there and help. Becky's already up there. No, we appreciate what you guys do. We understand that, you know, some of the kids, this is the best and sometimes only meal they get, so.
I was going to say, need to get your picture.
Comment about what? Sure, absolutely. We'll let you go. You're a staff member, so we'll let you jump ahead of Bob. It needs to be heard, probably, so. Oh, no.
Her sister wasn't this weekend, so she
Hey, can I get you guys closer, a little closer?
It's been a rough month.
When are you going to French Lake for a night?
When?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have no idea. Probably winter time.
I think so.
I'm going to send you to a self-care training session. Required.
No, not that tight.
I'm going to kidnap you.
Be fine with just a beer on the back bed.
There we go, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got mine. Okay. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Hey, before y'all take off,
Miss Kreitzer would like, before Bob goes, Miss Kreitzer would like to say something. Go ahead, Terry.
say-
I wanted to tell you, every Friday in my class we do gratitude journals, and so the first thing that they have to put in their journal is 2 things that they're thankful for. And I have a senior in my class, and no one else reads these books but me. So I looked through it, and one of my seniors said, "I'm thankful for the good food at the Salem High School."
Excellent.
I wanted to let you know that I have a student.
Well, and to piggyback off that, I had somebody tell me that they see such a difference in their kids in behavior with having breakfast in addition to lunch and having 2 meals, that it has made a world of difference in regards to the behavior and the attention of the kids. And so I know that's additional work, but it is making a difference and appreciated.
And she makes a lot of comments about not having much money, so she's very appreciative of the food that we provide them. So I just wanted to thank you all for that.
Thank you for those nice comments. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Setzer, would you like to go ahead, since we're talking to staff members, let's just go ahead and check that off the list.
So we were hoping to be able to go to St. Louis this year.
It's all right.
We were hoping to go to St. Louis this year. And I'm passing around the agenda of what we were going to do. This should be locked up.
Doesn't matter. JD is going to red flag you regardless.
Okay. Some of the places that we were talking about going is the St. Louis Zoo, the Missouri History Museum, the St. Louis Science Center, Busch Stadium Tour, the City Museum, the St. Louis Arch. That would just be a few of the places that we're going to want to attend. Whenever we would leave would be on a Thursday of May the 8th at right at 6 a.m. And we would stay Thursday night, Friday night, and come back Saturday evening at about 7:30, 7:45. That's all approximately. That's what we were thinking about doing with the St. Louis. Any questions?
So is this kind of replacing the Chicago trip that they used to do?
Yes.
Was that in 5th grade?
Well, I think in 2020 they
Stopped.
they
at
stopped
that
it,
time,
and I
yes.
don't think it's been back since then.
Right.
So, of course, I guess we do like buses, right?
You didn't go to
Yes, there'd be 2 charter buses that we would take up there. Right now, our numbers, we'd stop at 50 for the first bus. I'd like to get at least 80, so the numbers that I've kind of calculated will be for 80 members going with us. Now, we could take up to 100 with that.
Now, is this more of a cost than Chicago, or is this cheaper than Chicago?
Depending on what the trip was at Chicago. I know with the cost of everything now, it has went up a lot.
Right.
This cost would be right at $600 per student.
Are there is this completely parent funded, or is there any options for kids to earn?
We would like to be able to do some fundraisers if at all possible.
Okay.
I know I talked to Melissa Cobble, and she just got finished doing the trash bag sales. And the students that would be going to that are in 5th grade would be able to apply some of those trash bag sales to their initial cost.
Okay. Well, just trying to make it accessible, the opportunity accessible to as many kids as possible.
Exactly, yes.
I think this sounds fun. I always enjoyed the Chicago trip, but I think this is going to be this is right here. It's not too far away, actually.
Right. And I know a lot of people don't go
Right.
to
Yeah.
St. Louis, so I think it would be a good opportunity for the students
I love St.
to have
Louis.
that opportunity.
Well, I think the arch is a must. You got to do that, right?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
I just went, so if you want you're gonna spend more time than you think at the City Museum.
Yes,
I don't know if you've been there.
I have.
It's fun.
So Tom will go as a chaperone.
I'll go.
Volunteer.
Might be
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
I'll write it down in the minutes.
So you doing parent chaperones?
I heard
teacher
that.
chaperones?
No, it's all going to be teachers, and then with the kids, I'd like to do the ratio of a 1 to 10 or maybe 1 to 12.
So you're not asking for approval tonight, you're just kind of giving the heads up, or do you want an approval tonight?
I'd like to have approval so I can go ahead and start with the process as far as getting the buses and stuff. That's the majority of the cost, is a lot of it. The buses are very expensive with the gas and the fuel cost.
And looks like you are meeting with the parents, and so
And then we'll be able to go over all
they
this
could start
information.
making payments maybe if they need to. Or,
Yes, and I think I broke it down to, where they could make those payments at, about what time.
Yeah.
I did get a hold of Taylor Tours. They're out of Tell City. They give us the best deal that we could possibly get. She said that she would come in and actually speak to our parents also
That'd be great.
and give them information.
Nothing like a road tour, or, road trip in 5th grade.
So
Yes.
this includes meals as well then?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions for Mr. Setzer? Okay.
I want to make the motion.
Becky White makes the motion to approve this, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. 7-0.
All right, thank you.
Have fun,
Get
Mom.
moving.
Yeah, St. Louis or bust.
All right, no comments from the audience. Routine matters. Approved minutes of the executive and regular session of August 12th, 2024 school board meeting. Allison Ezell makes that motion, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Approve tonight's agenda. Motion made by Steve Motzinger, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Approve claims to date.
Make the motion.
Allison Ezell makes the motion, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes 7-0. Approval of personnel and ECA recommendations. I'll read through it its entirety. Brianna Deaton, resignation from SMS custodian. Honey Chadwell, terminated, did not report to work. Michelle Davison, new hire SCS bus monitor. Kennedy Hardy, new hire BSE ISS supervisor. Michael Hart, new hire SCS bus driver. Frank Mizak, high school homebound instructor. Clinton Blankenbaker, volunteer assistant middle school football coach. Macy Hamilton, volunteer assistant middle school cheer coach. Gretchen Wendell, volunteer assistant 6th grade volleyball coach. Brian Motzinger, volunteer assistant football coach. Brian Consley, volunteer high school swim coach, and any other ECA recommendations.
I got one more. Somehow Lexi Garlow got left out there. New hire.
I thought I saw Lexi on the one that we had.
Yeah. She disappeared.
Huh?
So,
I thought this was,
This is for teaching.
oh, we,
yeah.
this is for team.
She's got omitted off the
So Lexi Garlow is high school, new hire science teacher for the high school.
I'll make the motion.
Becky White makes the motion to accept those recommendations, seconded by Steve Motzinger. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Donations. I'll read through all donations in their entirety as well and approve them at the end. Item 5, consider approval of a donation to Salem High School for $3,250 from the class of 1997 for landscaping needs at the high school. Item 6, consider approval of a donation to Salem High School for $2,500 from Hoosier Uplands for the calming room at the high school. Item 7, consider approval of a donation to SES for $4,500 from the Salem softball boosters to be used towards the cost of blacktop path at the softball field. Item 8, consider approval of the following donations. Athletics, $800 from an anonymous donor to be used for student tickets to the 8/23/24 football game. $100 donation from Jim Ralston to be used as needed for the football team. Anonymous donation of $40 for the girls volleyball team to be used as needed. Cheerleaders, donation from Elevation Church of $50 to be used as needed. And consider approval of a donation to Salem Middle School for $200 from Dowling Family Photos. This donation will go into the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade volleyball ECA funds. Motion made by Becky Humphrey, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Conduct a public hearing at the 2025 budget. So at this time, I would ask to close the regular monthly meeting. That motion made by Rodney Bruff, seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Passes 7-0. Now I would ask for a motion to open the budget hearing, public hearing. Ray Opal makes the motion, seconded by Becky Humphrey. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Public hearing open.
Thank you, Mr. Day. The school board has handouts of what I'm going to discuss in this public hearing, and there are copies on the table for anyone that's in the audience that's interested in looking at the engaging materials that I'm about to cover. And so they're available if you choose to have a copy in front of you. A public hearing is an opportunity for the community to receive information and ask questions prior to the Board of School Trustees acting on a particular issue. In this case, the 2025 school budget. No action is required of the school board tonight. Next month, at the October 14th meeting, the board will be asked to adopt the 2025 budget and accompanying resolutions. The school board has been provided information pertaining to the 2025 school budget. Each item will be explained. An opportunity for questions by either the school board or the audience will be provided. So page 1 of the handout. Page 1 is the materials or the calendar of advertisements and postings for the 2025 budget adopted by the school board during the April 2024 school board meeting. Tonight, through each of these advertisements has been posted on or before the time established for the public to access and review. The capital projects plan for 2025 through 2027 and the bus replacement plan for 2025 through 2029 are posted on the state gateway site and the Salem Community Schools website for viewing and have been there for some time. The capital projects fund and bus replacement fund no longer exist as of 2019. Public schools are still required to develop, advertise, and adopt these plans because the statutory requirements have not been removed from the Indiana Code by the state legislature. I think they're too busy trying to help us in other areas to take care of that. We now fund the capital improvements and purchase buses through the operations fund. The notice to taxpayers, also referred to as Form 3, has been uploaded to the Gateway site and posted on the SCS website as well. That brings us to tonight with the public hearing, and after tonight to October 14th for adoption of the 2025 budget. The number of days between advertisements, hearings, and adoption exceed the minimum number of days required by statute. Does anybody have any questions regarding the calendar of advertisements? Okay. Page 2 is a breakdown and description of our funds and the expenditure areas within those funds. The total 2025 advertised budget is $20,004,773. This reflects an advertised increase of $375,060 or 1.9% increase over last year's $19,629,713 total budget. The education fund makes up 58.80% of the total budget, or $11,762,873. Expenses in the education fund are those directly related to student instruction. Some of those expenses include teaching and instructional assistant costs, instructional supplies, staff development, along with our special education cooperative, and the Prosser Vocational Technical School expenditures. The debt service fund is 17.86% of the total budget, or $3,572,500. The debt service fund is utilized for lease payments related to our bond issues for facility repairs and improvements. The operations fund is advertised at $4,619,400, or 23.09% of the total 2025 budget. Expenses not directly related to student instruction are covered by the operations fund. Among those listed are custodial and transportation staff salaries. The central office staff also falls within the operations fund. Utilities, property casualty insurance, maintenance, repair of the buildings are also examples of operation fund expenditures. The rainy day fund is the smallest of the funds at $50,000, or 0.25% of the total budget. In the past, this fund was used for unexpected expenses. We are looking to build this fund over the next few years for any unexpected expenses the school district may experience. Are there any questions regarding the funds and expenditures? Page 3 is a copy of Budget Form 3, also referred to as the Notice to Taxpayers. As stated earlier, this has been posted on the State Gateway site and the SCS website. You know, it's good it's on the State Gateway site because people in Maryville can see what we're doing down here, and then we could go in and see what people in Fort Wayne are doing as if we cared. But you know, but it makes it available to everyone that wants to access it and look at it. That'll end my comments for the evening outside this. The notice contains important information for the community. It notifies readers of the date, time, and location of the public hearing and the adoption meeting, the operations fund maximum levy, and the property tax cap credit estimates are included in the notice. Typically, the tax cap estimate is higher than the amount that will be certified by the DLGF, Department of Local Government Finance, in our 17A2 notice or budget order. At least we hope the advertisement's higher. The boxes at the bottom of the notice show the 4 funds, their estimated totals, the amounts we are advertising for levies, the current 2024 tax levies, and finally, the projected percentage increases of the advertised amounts over 2024. Are there any questions regarding the notice of taxpayers? Page 4, past and projected levies and tax rates, compares budget fund amounts, levies, and tax rates starting with 2023 to the advertised amounts for 2025. The total budget amount in 2024 was $19,629,713, stated earlier. We are advertising a total budget amount of $20,004,773 for 2025. That is an advertised increase of $375,060 or 1.9% over the current year, as stated earlier. We are advertising the operations fund levy that the Department of Local Government Finance is projecting. The levy and rate will be reduced during the budget finalization process in Indianapolis in November and December. We advertise high historically to ensure we collect all the levy funds that are available to us. With the property tax circuit breaker tax caps impacting us, we should not leave anything on the table. At the bottom of page 4 is a green box illustrating the advertised and final rates for pay 2023 and pay 2024, along with the advertised rate for 2025. In 2023, the final tax rate was certified 36 cents lower than the advertised rate. In 2024, the final rate was 32 cents lower than the advertised rate. We don't believe that much of a drop will occur in 2025. However, with the growth of assessed value in Washington County, 7.1% for pay 2025, we should expect the property tax levy moving downward from the advertised rate for the final rate in 2025. Any questions on page 4? I feel like the teacher's got a class full of kids that are too afraid to ask any questions. You know,
Not afraid.
I know. I know you would ask a question if you had one, Mr. Day, and I appreciate that. So, page 5. This chart looks at revenue and expenditure projections from July 1 of 2024 through December 31, 2025. The 18-month cycle that encompasses the public school budget process. The focus of this period is the last 6 months of the current year and the 12 months of the ensuing year. These are projections, however, but they are projections based on our recent history. The figures come from drafts of the Budget Form 3 and Gateway for each of the funds. Various factors could impact these figures in either a positive or negative manner. In the past, we've witnessed funding declines from the state during economic downturns, but now that the state has over $2 billion in their reserves, we hope there's not an economic downturn, or we probably won't see much of that anyway. There is always the possibility an unexpected increase may arise involving equipment failure. These projections, however, I believe are solid projections. We will receive a 1782 notice or a budget order from the Department of Local Government Finance sometime in late December to the beginning of January 2025. Does anyone have any questions regarding revenue expenditure projections? Thank you. This concludes the public hearing, and I thank you for your attention.
I make a motion. Thank you.
We don't need any action on
To
this
close
tonight.
the public hearing,
Yeah.
Rebecca White makes the motion, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion to close the public hearing, 7-0. To open the regular monthly meeting, Ray Opal makes the motion, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Our regular monthly meeting is reopened. Okay. Action items. Consider approval of resolution to allocate local income tax revenue.
I'm up again. This resolution allows for the allocation of the local income tax or LIT monies to be receipted into the operations fund for 2025. We are anticipating $227,571 or thereabouts in local income tax being received during 2025. This resolution permits the school board to receive $18,964.25 per month in the operations fund. This has been the school district's practice since the 2020 budget year, and again, this is one less resolution we would need to adopt and sign next month.
Questions on that? Motion made by Rodney Bruff to approve, seconded by Steve Motzinger. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Consider approval of resolution to transfer amounts from education fund to the operations fund.
Thank you. This resolution sets the amount the school board approves for transfer each month from the education fund to the operations fund. Each school district in Indiana is permitted to transfer up to 15% of the annual revenue received in the education fund to the operations fund. The resolution before the board permits us to transfer an amount up to $165,833 per month from the education fund to the operations fund, or $1,989,996. We anticipate this will be approximately 14.59% of anticipated education fund revenue in 2025. If enrollment increases slightly over that projection, this will remain below the 15% transfer. If enrollment drops below the projection, we will transfer less than the full $1,989,996. The transfer makes up for the lack of funding and property tax dollars needed for custodial wages, supplies, and equipment, as well as administrative costs and equipment due to the property tax gaps. Again, the resolution does not bind us to the full amount, but provides flexibility to transfer some or all the amount as needed. This is also one less resolution we would need to adopt and sign in October.
This is basically a direct result of the circuit breaker, correct? Kind of funding that. Yeah.
Yes.
Questions? Ask for a motion for approval. Motion made by Rodney Bruff, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Okay.
All right.
Are you doing them or is Kim?
It's me tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like to hear your
Since I
voice a
read
little
them
bit better.
last time, I get to ask for approval.
A little divided.
Yes.
There.
So item 12, we ask the board to consider approval of policy 2340, field and other corporation-sponsored trips.
Steve Motzinger makes the motion.
Second.
Seconded by Becky White. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Okay. Item 13, we ask you to consider approval of policy 5111, eligibility of resident and non-resident students.
I'll make the motion.
Allison Ezell makes the motion, seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Item 14, please consider approval of policy 7530.02, staff use of personal communication devices.
Becky Humphrey makes the motion, seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Item 15, please consider approval of policy 7541, electronic data processing disaster recovery plan.
Make the motion.
Becky White makes the motion, seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. These are read white. This is the second reading or
Yes.
3 readings?
Yes, second.
Second, okay.
Item 16, please consider approval of policy 7542, access to corporation technology resources from personal communication devices.
Ray Opal makes the motion, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Item number 17, consider approval of policy 7543, remote access to the corporation's network.
Steve Motzinger makes the motion, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. That 7-0.
Okay. Number 18, consider approval of policy 8405, environmental health and safety issues, indoor air quality, animals in the classroom, and idling vehicles on school property.
Make the motion.
Becky White makes the motion, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes 7-0.
Number 19, please consider approval of policy 8442, reporting accidents.
Ray Opal makes the motion, seconded by Steve Motzinger. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign.
And item 20.
Motion passes 7-0. Sorry,
Sorry.
you're fine.
Item 20, consider approval of policy 8710, insurance.
I'll make the motion.
Becky White makes the motion, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
No worries, we'll have more next month.
Yeah.
I was hoping so.
We're catching up.
Are we on item 21? Or does that get
Yes,
deleted?
item 21.
Okay. Consider approval of school improvement plans 24 to 25.
That is me. So each school will be submitting their school improvement plan. Actually, the schools are not required to submit this year. 25-26 is the requirement year, except for our middle school, which is a targeted support school. So they are moving to the new template, and our other two schools will be submitting their plans as well. Not a lot has changed, but I would like to quickly read over the goals for each school. So for Brady Shrum Elementary, our first goal is to improve performance on English language arts assessments, and second goal is to improve performance in mathematics, and our third goal is school-wide daily attendance. At Salem Middle School, we want to improve math proficiency by 8%. We want to improve EL and special ed achievement and close the gap by 10% of what they're currently performing at, and ELA proficiency improved by 8%. Then Salem High School, we would like to increase the number of students meeting both benchmarks, which would be our SAT and PSAT assessments, by 2%. We would like to decrease the number of students meeting 0 benchmarks by 2%, so a decrease, a -2%, and to use PLC time to develop quarterly assessments for all of our current classes.
Okay.
And those will be submitted to the state October 4th.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Allison Ezell makes the motion,
I'll second.
seconded by Becky White. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Consider approval of the affidavit for payment.
This is the final payment to Hellas Construction for the football field. And while I don't actually have the final bill, I know that the final payment is $102,664.34 because that's on the current pay request as the amount to finish the project. I was wondering if I could get permission tonight to process that affidavit once it comes, because we don't have it yet, but we expect it any day. It's just the final payment clears us out for the football field. And that, by completing the football field, that leaves $534,279.38 in the construction fund, with the $502,000 for the press box installation in November, so we're gonna have a little bit left. We didn't go under at this point in time, so squeezed by. Yeah, we did.
I'll make it motion. Steve Motzinger makes the motion for the final payment to Hellas, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Consider approval to advertise for additional appropriation.
Okay, as we track our current spending and project out for the remainder of the 2024 calendar year, which is what we do generally at this time of the year, we sometimes need to make additional appropriations in one or more of our funds. The amount of appropriation in our funds is set by the Department of Local Government Finance in our 1782 notice at the beginning of the calendar year. The appropriation is the authority to spend, not the amount of cash that is in a fund. We could have $1 million in a fund, cash, but if the appropriation is only $500,000, we cannot spend over $500,000 without an additional appropriation regardless of need. We cannot end the year with a negative appropriation amount without an audit exception from our friends at the Indiana State Board of Accounts, who come visit us every 2 years. We are asking permission to advertise for additional appropriations in the operations fund and education funds based on initial review of spending from January 1, 2024 to now. If we do not need the additional appropriations, we will not move forward, but would like to have the authority to do so granted by the school board as a precaution, and there's advertising and paperwork involved with Gateway that needs to be made. So if you give us permission to move ahead, we can if we feel that there's a need for it. If not, we'll back off and not initiate the additional appropriation.
Motion to consider. Motion made by Rodney Bruff, seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Consider approval of the paraprofessional grant for $18,414.
Yes, so we applied for this grant for a second time, and we were granted this grant for $18,414. Last year, we were able to have a professional development day for our instructional assistants as well as our bus monitors, which that's the first time they've been able to have something like that. And then we participated in a book study about brain research and brain regulation. And this year we would like to do the same and have a day of professional development. And we're going to have a second book study with a book by Kim Bearden called Talk to Me, Finding the Right Words to Inspire, Encourage, and Get Things Done. So we like to put more tools in their toolbox because they are some of the people that see our students first thing in the morning and deal with our students when they're not regulated, and it would just give them more strategies. So we would like to accept this grant.
Steve Motzinger makes the motion, seconded by Becky White. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Fundraisers, I'll read both and approve at the end. Swag SMS, September 9 through September 20th, selling trash bags, cookie dough, and other frozen items. BSE Holiday Shop, December 2nd to the 20th of 2024. Design and create items to be sold in the holiday shop. Allison Ezell makes that motion. Seconded by Becky Humphrey. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Items from staff checked off, and then transportation update.
Yes, just a quick update. We have been able to eliminate late loads. So each of our buildings had up to 80 students waiting to go home for a second load bus. And Mr. Setzer is currently driving our bus, one of our routes, along with Patty. And we are able to take all of those students home. They're leaving just a few minutes before our normal bus fleet. So everyone is getting home on time this year.
Excellent.
Starting today.
Nice.
Excellent. Non-action items. New board business. Okay. Any kind of report?
I do not.
Okay. Positive praises. Rodney, do you want to go first? You want Ray to go first?
Ronnie doesn't matter. Ray wants to go. Everybody's-
Ray's just chomping at the bit, I can
Everybody
tell.
steals
Let
his
Ray go
thunder.
first.
I really didn't have anything
He's
prepared,
got-
so, but
Even better.
after listening to the cafeteria, I just amazed at the time and support they put in all summer getting that certification stuff. So that's great. So a lot of time. So, and then of course band contest got started again. I understand. Oh, was there a glitch with the PA system at some time? Electric. Oh, see, I should ask you. Well,
Just saying yes.
There was no electrical issue.
yeah, but at least it got off to another start this year, so that's great for them, for those coach kids. And then the football dedication with Travis the other night was great a couple weeks ago. So especially for Travis and everybody. So and I'm going to leave the other one for Becky. So.
Mr. Motsinger?
Well, I have to agree with Ray. I thought our presentation on his cafeteria workers and the food that's being prepared, I hear a lot of good comments out there from kids. And you people get left behind a lot and don't get maybe shown the appreciation you deserve. And I want you all to know how much we appreciate you. And I'd like to have a pumpkin pie, when you but that's very good. I'm proud of our football field. I'm proud of getting ready to start the tennis courts, and I think we're all moving in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Motsinger. Ms. Humphrey?
I echo about the cafeteria. I think it's wonderful. I love seeing the pictures on Facebook about the food. It always looks wonderful, and I always hear positive things, so that's great. Last night we had the school had the first annual homecoming parade, which was very nice. There was lots of participation, clubs, lots of teams. It was very nice, and very nice turnout. So I look forward to seeing that grow in the future. And then our boys soccer team, I'm going to give them a shout out because my understanding is they're 4-2. They have 2 matches this week, and then I understand that senior night is 9/23, and they have 10 seniors that are going to be recognized.
Wow.
So they're very successful. So I'm proud of them and wanted to give them a shout out tonight.
Very good. Cross country is also doing very well this year and has lots of coming in place and very competitive, against some other schools. So that's been fun to see. I love me some cross country. JAG had Aaron Houchin come, and we were invited to come and listen to that. And I think more than anything, I was so impressed with the kids, and they really were very attentive and asked good questions and engaged, and it was just cool to be a part of. So thank you for inviting us and for coordinating that. I want to give a shout out to Angie Phipps and the work she does with the Lions Unified. They had a float in the homecoming parade yesterday, and everybody was so excited. But above and beyond that, when Travis's grandmother passed away, she's at the visitation and taking kids to that. And she puts her love in action and not just in her words. And I just really appreciate all that she does and gives to these kids. I love all the engagement with the students for taking pictures and at all different events, and the work that Monica's put into developing that program and that JD does with getting the live streams and people involved in that. It really makes it enjoyable to see when you can't be there to be a part of it. And one other little shout out, my daughter gave a speech in college to a large number of people the other day, and she was telling me how everybody told her what a good job she did, because they were like, I would have been so nervous and you seemed so comfortable. She said, well, I have to credit my high school speech teacher, and was talking about Matt Atkins and the speech class and how well he had prepared them for giving speeches and presentation. And so a little shout out to Mr. Atkins for preparing our kids. I think sometimes they don't always see things down the road of how the kids use their skills that they've learned, but I thought that was kind of fun to see.
Ms. Myers?
People are stealing all of mine again. That's okay. Thank you, Food Services. We are so thankful for you, and I can verify by the weight I've gained. The burger bar is fabulous, and I missed the potato bar today, so I hope that comes around again. I'll have to check the menu, but thank you. And I know the coffee bar is a big hit. I'm working on them for a Lotus bar, a plant-based energy drink that I think the kids would love, but I do too. And I heard the Mexican corn was a big hit. Excited for homecoming and all the events and the dance this Friday. We had our first substitute teacher training. So we were able to bring all of our substitute teachers that were interested in subbing and had never subbed before. We did about an hour-long training with them and took them on tours of all the buildings. And I think that has encouraged some people to sign up. So hopefully we'll get more for next year. And the staff has been really attentive. We've been doing a lot of safety training after school, and in light of last week's events, it's for good reason, but all of our buildings have had the I Love You Guys introductory training. We have had Life Vac training, which is another way to help a student who may be choking or an adult who may be choking. We've had Stop the Bleed training, and all of the schools are working really hard, and we've had a lot of people step forward and offer to serve on the school safety team. So really proud of the staff.
Everything has been taken. I have to agree with you on that, Joan. I do, again, to the cafeteria, I do think it's nice sometimes to highlight that we don't know what all they do, and that training that they do. A lot of times you just think the lunch ladies just show up and they just put the food together, but there's so much that goes into it. We know that. We do know that, but it's nice to hear other people, for it to bring that to the forefront, for others to know that, and to see all the training that goes on. And the food is delicious. Everybody's raving about it, and the hard work, and to be very creative. You can only have so many ingredients, and you have to do it a certain way, but then you also have to bring a taste. So I think you guys, that's pretty magic, kind of magic there that you make every day. So thank you for all you do. Also the parade, I know Matt Abbott worked hard putting that together, and several others, and I know it was a great, and I'm with Becky. I hope it just keeps growing and gets better and bigger, hopefully, too. Looks like everything's, I've loved fall sports. I think our fall sports have been fantastic. Our weather's been cooperating, and it's been nice.
Yeah, you guys, I shouldn't have let Ray go first. But a couple really good hires is Lexi. We talked about Lexi. Lexi's going to us softball. She played for me. She's played college, played travel for me. So we're so excited to have Lexi, not just in softball, but in the classroom too. I had to message her last night and say, hey, we're doing fall ball down here. She was in her classroom doing curriculum, so she was here late last night. And then Jennifer Morris, who I coached with when we both started first coach, she's down there doing fall ball right now because I'm up here.
You're excited already about all the hires you made.
Yeah, so Jen was here. Jen was here before and came back. But Jen's a great addition as well. And then Joe England and Dorian, they do a lot. We did that. We did the ad board, and we were going to pay somebody to do it. And Joe said, "Don't pay nobody. We'll put it all up for you." And they have. So, and Dorian helps with the field. They're just unsung heroes of our whole campus. Is the guys out there. And we had football. Our first football game. Our EMT firefighter here was running around the bleachers, and the Army guy was following him around, and our custodians were cleaning up. So we had an eventful. Our corporation nurse was there. Our superintendent was there. Our athletic director was there. It was an eventful first night of football.
I work Friday too, so let's not mimic that.
Yeah. So we got a lot of good people who do great things, and I got a daughter in middle school and high school, and they rave about the food. So,
Tom? Okay. Appreciate you every week. Our staff, bus drivers, custodial staff, cafe staff. From top to bottom, our IAs. Top to bottom, we have some great people working our system, and I know they don't get a lot of credit they get or deserve, but we have top-notch people in our school system by far. One person I'd like to give a shout out to is Jeremy Lee and his work with the military club. I was at the volleyball game the other night, so I went on a little stroll and saw where they painted, honored all the military with their paintings on the wall. So my wife, member of the Marine Corps, not currently, but I wouldn't say she's retired either. But so we live that style in my household.
good for you.
So I appreciate that. So anyway, thank you all for all the good work that you do. Next regular monthly meeting will be October 14th, 2024. Ask for a motion to adjourn. Oh, Did I miss something?
I was left off the agenda.
You were. Well, hold the phone.
So I've been waiting this whole time, like.
Sorry, I am so sorry.
I was supposed to be under recommendations and I wasn't.
Well, let's
No, you're
take
under
care-
recommendations for under the ECAs.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about it.
Go ahead.
So nobody said anything. My name didn't come up, so I'm
No,
like.
you're fine. Go right ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm like trying not to have a
No,
panic attack because
absolutely.
I'm wanting to know. Mr. Dean put my name in to be the theater director
Okay.
at the high school, and he put it in about 3 weeks ago, and so I didn't see my name on the agenda, but I was told that I was going to be talked about, and it wasn't talked about. So, how does this work? Is that something you guys are opening up to
It's
other?
probably under ECA.
It's under
but-
ECA recommendations under
Okay,
the
but
personnel.
okay. Well, it wasn't said. I didn't know.
We don't read
No.
all the names because there's a lot
Okay,
each
so
time.
is it-
so.
It was approved.
Is it
You're
approved?
approved. You're approved.
Okay, because I don't know, guys. So I'm like
No, I'm glad to hear
sitting
that,
here
though.
with
That's
bated breath,
awesome.
Like, do I get this or not? So I
You
didn't know.
are. You are.
Oh,
I
you're-
wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Oh, your
Okay.
uncle will be excited for you.
Could you be dramatic for us?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to be. So I didn't know, guys. I didn't know how it worked. So
No,
I just
you're
didn't know
complete.
everybody said
I'm,
anything.
thank you
Oh,
for
I love
speaking up
that.
because I did not see that on there actually. But,
Okay, well, I just didn't know if you like name them all, and so I didn't know.
No.
Okay, well, yeah.
do you want us
I
to do
love
it? Do you want us to say your name and that you're just?
I just wanted to know because a recommendation doesn't mean you get it. So I was like, do I have it or do I not? I
We
didn't know.
approved the recommendation, so you're good
Okay,
to
so
go.
it's good. Okay, I wasn't sure. So I wanted to make sure.
All right. Glad to have you doing that though. That's exciting.
It's a great honor.
Good deal. Yeah, you'll have somebody that'll be quite excited for you to be doing that. Okay.
And a lot of,
Big deal.
and a lot of wisdom, and
It's a big deal.
that's awesome. It's a big deal.
I'm sure you could lean on him a little bit if you needed a few tips, couldn't you?
Who are we talking about?
You're talking about Chris?
Oh, yes.
Or wait
yes.
until you, or he give you too
No, I was
much
like, wait, who
time.
are we talking? Yes, but anyways, this program means more to me than probably any program I was a part
Good.
of. So,
Excellent.
big deal.
Good deal. Well, I'm
I
sorry
just wanted to
for,
make sure.
I'm sorry for the confusion.
Well, and I love
You're
it,
fine.
and I love the passion for this, so I'm excited for that.
Good deal.
It's kind of
Good.
shocking. I wasn't sure, but thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Tara.
You did the right thing.
Absolutely. If Jennifer Martin, if you ever have any questions, please raise your hand.
Oh, you don't
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. I apologize for that, for
No,
the
I
confusion.
just didn't understand how it worked.
No, you're great. You're great. So at this time, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn. Rodney Bruff beat you to it, seconded by Becky White. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Meeting closed.